You want more customers to buy your jewelry, but just don't know how to. I have generated over $100,000 in jewelry sales over the past 2 years, and I have done this by understanding how to generate traffic, which is the number one most important thing for a local goldsmith shop or a local jewelry shop. So I've done this by just advertising more. So this is what we are going to go through in this video. We're going to go through actually how to advertise more and why to advertise more. So essentially what you want to do is understand why these sort of huge, massive jewelry brands advertise so much. So apart from having a bunch of sponsorships, a bunch of word of mouth, a bunch of referrals, about a bunch of backend systems to get customers to come back again and again and just advertise, they advertise on Facebook. So they have paid advertisements. Now, for example, a company like Cartier is running 1,100 ads as a company right now. Now, the thing is that you go to Van Cleef, they are running 350 ads, which is very little. Now you go to a company like Bulgari, they are running 570 ads. However, if you just click on the X here on active ads and see exactly how many ads they have in total in their ads manager, the story is very different. Cartier has 3,800 ads. Van Cleef has 3,900 ads. Bulgari has 1,900 ads. So you can understand that these businesses, these huge jewelry brands, are advertising a shit ton. All right. So if that hasn't convinced you to advertise more to get more customers, I don't know what will. These are the biggest brands on the planet for jewelry in our industry. They advertise an enormous amount. All right. It also works for local jewelry shops, for local goldsmith shops, 100%. Right. So I'm just going to talk about how to be able to advertise more, right? So essentially what we want to do is we want to place an ad in front of strangers in our local area. Essentially, that's what we want to do so that they give us their contact info so that we can call them or text them and set an in-person appointment in our shop, right? That's the way they walk into our shop, we generate traffic, we are able to sell them, we are able to get 3 referrals out of them, and we are able to get them to come back again and again with another back-end system, which is beyond the scope of this video. However, that is the point. We want to show our jewelry, our offer, our business, our ad in front of strangers on Facebook. That's basically what we want to do. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to grab a concept. Now, these sort of concepts are just posts that we make on Instagram and on Facebook. That's it. Maybe, if you have TikTok, you post it on TikTok, but in general, we do it on Meta. We advertise it on Meta, right? So we have a concept like this, super, super simple. We just post a photo of our jewelry. Now, we don't post one. In fact, we post many, many a day. All right. This is just to test which ones look better, which ones people like better, which ones people engage with, which ones people want. That is just that's just to do that. All right. The beautiful thing about about the jewelry industry is that it's extremely visual, obviously. So you can just put a simple photo of your jewelry as a post, and it will generate a lot of views, a lot of engagement. All right. So let's take such a simple concept as just a photo of a jewelry and let's expand it so that we can advertise more. Remember, the concept is to advertise more. Guys, remember 3,800 ads, that 3,900 ads, 1,900 ads. It's just more. It's duplicating what we have. All right. So we have this concept, and what we are going to do is make a bunch of ads from this concept. Now, simple ads, simple variations. We don't want to go absolutely nuts. We want to go simple. So, what we're going to do is create different backgrounds for these ads. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute, right? We're going to create different backgrounds from these ads. We are going to use copy in our creative. We're going to move the creative around and kind of distort the copy. Just make variations on the copy, make variations on the size of the creative. If you can notice, this is smaller than this is bigger than this, right? So we make some variations, not huge variations, just minor variations. We don't want to ruin our test, right? So we do a bunch of these. And then what we do, we keep doing them with different backgrounds. right? We keep using basically the same variation we use here on here, but with different backgrounds. Again, it's just variation. So for example, if you were running a real ad, so for example, a video ad like you're seeing right now, this is not an ad, but a video, right? So let's say you're on camera, you have a video, this is your ring, and you want to, I don't know, you want to make a hook, right? So the hook in your video is, for example, this ring lasts 1,000 years or whatever. So what you want to do is, if that's a winner, again, we tested on organics, on the organic content, we just posted on Instagram, right? That's testing on organic. We just posted a bunch on Instagram, 30 a day, right? And then we see which one works best, which one people like, right? Save, share, and convert into customers. Those are the metrics we are searching for on organic. If any post on organic has that, we grab that and turn it into Facebook advertisement, right? So what we do is that in each of those ads, we're going to have variations. So for example, you went on the sidebar to say this ring lasts 1,000 years, right? Then you do it on the other side, and then you do it up, and then you do it down, and then you do it with different clothes, and then you do it in a different background. That's basically what we want to be doing, right? So we want to be creating variations of a winning concept, right? So let's keep going. So I'll show you each of these ads one by one, and you will just understand by the end of it that is the same ad. It's just same concept, just minor tweaks. And then I'll show you a couple of different tools that you can do to change the background, right? So this is the same photo with a different background, right? Same photo of this, but with basically copy on the creative. So these are these. So all of these, the things that basically we are interrupting the strangers on Facebook. We are putting in front of the strangers on Facebook the photo, the reel, the carousel, whatever we are putting in front of them. That is called creative, right? So we have the creative here, and then we have copy on the creative. So we have words, right? We have words on the creative, then we have basically the same words. We do not want to be changing up the words if they are winning words, if they are winning copy. We don't want to change that. They are winning copy, they work well, put in on as many ads as humanly possible. All right. Different variation, same ad. Another different variation, same ad. This is more trying to go more organic. You know, there are a bunch of these sort of captions on, or headline captions on organic content. So we want to kind of use that for our advantage. And let's keep going, right? So basically, you can see kind of how we are moving the background around, but the concept is exactly the same, right? Is the same ad. And then we have exactly the same as we have here, right? On this one, but we have it here with a different background, with different colors, right? It's the same ad, is just a different variation. That's it. And then we have this with a plain background, right? We want to have plain backgrounds as well, right? So there you can see that from one ad, like from one ad here, we have created so many different variations, right? And again, the thing about this, the thing how you reach these sort of advertising levels is, well, let me break it down for you. So what you do is this, which is the winning concept, let's say, first of all, you post 30 a week of these, right? You just post 30 photos a week, right? That's not much, right? Yeah, that's not much, right? So, and then after you have the winning concept, what you want to do is have variations in the organic content, the same 30 variations of this same or winning concept per week, right? So basically, what you will end up having is 30 concepts, different variations of the winning concept every single week, which every single one of these, so there are 30 of them, you can turn into these. Again, per week. It's not per month, it's per week. So times 30, and then this, the same thing, times 30, right? So you will have an enormous amount of advertisement to get customers if you use this system. It's super simple. So step number one, post 30 posts a week. Grab the winners, run them as ads, grab the winners, and replicate, right? So the replicate part is 30 a week, same as this. So we want to post 30 times a week, grab the winners, run them as Facebook ads and Instagram ads, obviously, Facebook and Instagram ads in your local area. Again, the beautiful thing about Facebook ads is that you could just drop a pin in your local area and you can say advertise here, advertise there, and advertise here, right? Just these places so that they will be seeing these ads just in these places, right? That's the beautiful thing about men ads is, I mean, you can just target locally perfectly well, right? So this is what we want to be doing. Now, a couple of tips for static ads. So static ads just means image ads, carousel ads, and banner ads. Everything that's not video, right? Every ad that's not a video. So what we want to do is go to Nano Banana. So Nano Banana sounds stupid. It is stupid, but it's basically is Google's image generating AI tool. Now everyone will hear AI and go, "Ugh, me too. I don't like AI, right?" But it's very useful. So here I like it, right? So what we want to do is we want to upload the winning concept. You guys remember the winning concept, right? This one, the first image, right? The first post, let's say. We want to upload them, and then we just want to say change the background. Now, honestly, the prompts for Nano Banana and especially for jewelry ads, they are so simple, right? So I just put create different backgrounds for this ring, make them simple and fancy. And then they created a blue one, and then they created a gold one, right? And then we can just keep going. We can create a red one. Like, look, now a red background. I don't want to put it in caps. Now a red. Let's see what it's going to spit out basically the same image, but just this with a red background. Right? Let's give it a second. The reason you want to be doing this, by the way, is just the concept of advertising more. If you don't have enough customers, just advertise more. That's it, right? Look, it's the same. This is the same photo in blue. This is the same photo in golden. This is the same photo in what is it called? In red. All right. So you know what? I'm actually going to show you guys how to do this. So I'm going to download this photo. Normally takes a minute. Right? Is I don't know 14, yeah 50, 50. All right. What we're gonna do, and then what we're gonna do is just do that and upload that photo. We're gonna go upload. We are gonna go red photo. Click on it. Drag it basically through all our stuff. Right? It's it nice and center. And then you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna duplicate each one of these, sorry, and change the photo. Copy, paste, and paste. And then we're gonna go that, take that and put it in a position. We're gonna click on position and we're gonna go backwards. We're gonna click on backwards so that this is in front and we can see, right? And then we're gonna, oh, sorry. There we go. There we go. And then here, backwards, right? So that's what we're gonna do with every one of them. I'm gonna do with every one of them so that you guys can see. Position, backwards, space, position, backwards. Sometimes you have to click several times because there are different items. But don't worry, just patience. Just keep on going. Remember, patience is key. I won't do anything without patience. Backwards, right? It's like this. Drag it a little there, that there. Oh my God. Yes, sir. All right. Hell yes. Yep. All right. So we have this and this. Yeah. So we have a bunch of them. We got a bunch of these ads. How many do we have? So let's say download. All right. We have, remember, guys, It's one photo, right? And now we have 18 ads. And we can keep going. And we can put, so we have blue, we have golden, we have red. We can go with every different color on the planet, right? We could just keep on going. And then we will see which one works best. And then we'll double down on that one. We'll make different backgrounds with that same color, right? We're just going to do that, right? But that's the concept, right? Now, what we want to do is we want to go to our ads manager. And let's say we have, again, this is just an example to show you guys, all right? So we have this ad, let's say super simple, right? And then, by the way, this is the first line is going to be the hook, the rest is the copy, and then at the end is going to be the CTA. There's going to be a headline, and then here underneath it, there's going to be a sub headline, which basically points to this learn more button and everything else, right? So let's say we have this one first ad, right? But what we want to do is have obviously a shit ton of ads, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to click here in the action menu and we're going to click on duplicate. We're going to click on this. We're going to toggle this off. We do not want Meta's AI. All right. We never want Meta's AI. Never in the history of ever. All right. So click continue. Original campaign, number of copies, and then existing reactions. Now, the number of copies, all right, what we want to do is create, well, we have 18, but what we want to do is create a couple of them. So let's let's create 5, all right, just to show you guys. Obviously, you guys will we will create, I don't know, the 18, right? We'll create the 18, but for this video, I'll just show you 2, all right? We're gonna click duplicate, and it's a very repetitive process. All right, so no worries. So let's say this lead, this the first one that we have is new leads add one, right? Obviously there are naming conventions, but let's just put this one. All right, let's name this 2, let's name this 3, just for the sake of this video, so that you guys um all right, 3, all right, just to maintain this in order. So let's say add 2. What we're going to do is we're going to go down and we are going to click on remove media. That's media is the photo, the video, the ad, whatever, right? We're going to click on add media. And then, well, here you see all the stuff that I uploaded, right? But when you want to upload it from your computer, right? Let's say you download it, you click share, you download it, and then you click download, right? Now, if you click download on all 18, it's going to download a zip file on your computer. Don't worry, not complicated. But what you're basically going to do on the zip file is click left click, and then you're going to just say extract here. Click on extract here after clicking, sorry, after clicking right click on your mouse, then click extract here, and then all of them are just going to be extracted, and you can just upload them all in once, right? It's not complicated at all, 2 clicks, right? But here I have some of them uploaded. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go with the first one, right? First one, and then here we are going to replace this with that. We're going to move this a little bit there, and then the rest is fine. We're going to click on next. Actually, we're going to click on X, crop and expand. We don't want any AI, all right? Any AI. Click on next. The beautiful thing about just duplicating the stuff is that you don't have to write any of this ever again. You can just write it once and then duplicate, 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 and have 1,000 ads, right? So next. And then here, we want to make sure that none of these are toggled on. These are AI. We don't want AI. We want real stuff. We don't want AI. So we're going to click on next once none of them are toggled on. And then here, a lot of the time, all of these are going to be toggled on. But what you want to do is have all of them off. All of them, 100% of them off. All right. Like, for example, this one is toggled on. We want to click off, right? All of them off. and then done. And then that's your ad, right? This is basically what people are going to be seeing, right? And then on the third one, you already have this one. We're going to do exactly the same, but with another photo. So we clicked on this one, which was the plain one without any text. Now we're going to click on the next one, which was this one, I think. Right, boom. And we're going to do exactly the same. Now, on this one, for example, here, sometimes I mean, the framing is a little bit stupid, but this is fine, right? So don't get scared by this. Now we're gonna go original, and again, this is fine. Doesn't matter, right? Sometimes, obviously, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the work of changing the entire size of this image so that they fit every single one of this. Now, that's a lot of work, I know, but normally what we want to do, because we are paying for ads, we don't want to lose all this real estate. This is real estate, all right? We are paying for this space, right? We're paying for this space and we're not using it. And we're paying for the space and we're not using it. So sometimes you actually want to go do that. Sometimes, right? We're gonna click on next, have the same thing, everything toggled off. Yeah, I know these look right now beautiful, but I promise you, they look like AI in front of a stranger, right? So click on next, have all of them toggled off, have all of these toggled off. This is just Facebook trying to test their AI on you. You don't want to be tested on, right? You want to have the AI when it's already perfect, right? And then this is another ad, right? So you're gonna have these, right? These are the ads that you're gonna run. Now you're gonna do this for all of them, for every single one of them, right? All of them. The red ones, the blue ones, the everything, right? And that's basically what we want to do. Remember, you can use Nano Banana for this, and that's how you set up the ads. Obviously, the structure for the ads is, let me go there. The structure for the ads is pretty simple. You have a hook, then you have copy, then you have the creative. Now, in the copy, the last part of the copy should be the link, the CTA, but that's fine. You don't need to have that. So you have the creative, which is the photo we just showed you. I just showed you. I just showed you. And then creative, and then we have the headline, and then we have the subheadline, right? Oh, sorry, and then we have the CTA, right? So basically, this is the ad. There are several formulas to do each of them. So, for example, we have formulas to write the hook. We have less formulas to write copy because we haven't seen that that makes an enormous difference. In fact, we have done just to test. We have ran ads that the copy had nothing to do with the ads. So the hook, the creative, the headline, nothing. We just tested the hook, creative, headline, sub headline, CTA, not even CTA. We just had the learn more button, right? And we put the same copy of a completely different ad, and it worked perfectly, just fine. It worked just fine, right? So this is the least important, right? This is the least important, right? But it's still something that you have to have, all right? So we have the hook, we have the creative. This is the number one most important piece of the ad because this is an interruption based ad. So it's Facebook, right? So it's interruption based ad. Headline, I would say headline is the second most important. Some people put headline as third most important after the hook, but in my opinion, for Facebook especially, not Instagram, but Facebook especially, this is number two, right? So this is king, this is prince, right? We have the sub headline, which is very important, and then we have CTA, which is just the learn more button, right? And we have formulas to write basically each of them except this one because there's just a learn more button, right? Obviously, that we have the hook, which some would argue is the second most important. In my opinion, is the third most important. It is important, but it's a close third, right? So that's the Facebook ad, right? If you don't have enough customers walking into your shop buying your jewelry, you want to be advertising more. Remember, right? 3,800 ads. Remember, 3,900 ads. Remember. 1,900 ads. So whatever your advertising output per week is, try to understand that you can do way more, right? Way more. So mine, what we do is normally we just tell them Goldsmith shop owners and jewelry shop owners to make 30 of these a week, right? 30 a week, right? 30 a week. And then we will be able to duplicate them and replicate them and make an enormous amount of variations on this one concept. So that's basically what we want to be doing, right? If you are a if you own a goldsmith shop, if you're a goldsmith, if you own a jewelry shop and you want more customers or directly don't have customers, then click the link in the description of this video and I will show you click by click exactly from click to close how to advertise on Facebook and Instagram just to get more customers.